Welcome to the channel, fellow adventurers. If you're new here, we do EDC gear reviews, knife reviews, camping and hiking gear reviews. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit like. It goes a long way. What we're going to talk about today is my favorite American-made production knives for everyday carry. So we're going to go over my top three and my reasons why. This is not a review video, so we're not going to break down every nook and cranny detail. We're just going to give you an overview of what I like to carry. We're going to start at number three, and this is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. I decided when I did put this list together, I only wanted to go with one knife per company. So for me, I like the Mini Griptilian and the full-size Griptilian better than, say, the Bug Out, even though I know the Bug Out's more popular at this point. But this is a great knife. I mean, it's got a great blade profile, sharp as anything. I can get 4 fingers, and this is the mini version. I can get 4 fingers there. It's got a great jimping right here. It cuts. They don't call it the Griptilian without a cause, because this is very grippy. This is not going to slip out of your hand. They made the plunge grind really good over here. You'll get many sharpenings out of this. It is an access lock, and yes, it's an access lock because it is a Benchmade. I don't really find anything wrong with this knife. The clip could have been made slightly smaller, but it is an excellent, excellent knife. So this is my number three pick, made in the USA. So my number two choice for American-made knives is the Spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight. So this knife has everything you'd want in a knife. One, it is ergonomically one of the most perfect knives I've ever used. I can get my extra large hand 4 fingers on there with a great place to put my thumb. That jimping there holds really well. But if I wanted to choke up, I can do that. They gave you more than enough room. So you can make some nice cuts on here. You can choke up, really get some detailed work in. Make some great push cuts with that. It's a slicey knife. It's a great steel. It's CPM Spy 27, which is their proprietary steel. The only thing I would have preferred, a little bit different on this, is if it had a solid clip instead of a wire clip. That is the only complaint I have with this knife. This is just about a perfect knife. It has their version of an access lock, which I forget what they call it, but what makes this different than a traditional access lock is that, if you can see, there's a spring in there which holds it shut. So it's not as drop shutty as, say, the Griptilian, and it doesn't flick out as well, at least for me. I know some people are better at doing the reverse flick or the spider flick, spidey flick, whichever way you say it, but it is not necessarily drop shutty. I don't mind that. This is a great knife to carry. Like I said, this will handle any task. And with that spring activated clutch style lock, it's just a great, great knife. I'm going to talk about next is an honorable mention. And it's the first honorable mention. I have two. This is a Buck 284. This is not a flickable fidgety knife. It's tough to open, but what it is, it's dirt cheap. This is a $24 American-made smaller sized knife. This is great to keep in an EDC pouch, especially if you like the small pouches like I prefer. And that's where I actually keep this. It's got a plastic handle. It's a lockback. It's not a fidget, toy. This is just a good, solid knife that you're going to be able to cut with, keep in your little emergency bag. It's a USA knife. You can use it as a work knife. Like I said, $24, great blade profile, sharp as anything, because Buck, even though it's not a great steel, they have a great way of heat treating these that makes these, one, hold an edge and makes them sharp as hell the way they do the grind. So it's a small knife, like I said. but it's a great little knife. Definitely an honorable mention if you're looking for just an inexpensive USA made knife. You know, if you want to get into that style of, of knife that's made in USA and you don't want to break the bank, this is the one. So we're going to go with a second honorable mention. And this is a great, great knife. This is the Kershaw Elite. It's a Ken Onion design. It is a spring assisted knife. This is a slicey blade. Again, it's a small knife as far as blade size goes, but the ergos are perfect. I can get my extra large hand on there, hold it perfectly. The jimping is there, but it's not grabby. So, you know, you can put a nail, a thumbnail in there and hold it really well. I don't find that to be a problem. Again, this is a Ken Onion design, made in the USA. This knife retails right now for about $68 to $70, but there's a little trick to getting this a little bit cheaper. You go to Walmart and open up the Walmart app, or you can go to their website. They're selling this online for $49. So if you go to an associate there and tell them, listen, it's priced online at $49, they will give it to you for $49. That's what I did. And this is a great knife. The only reason why I don't rank this knife higher on the list or in the top three is because it is a spring assisted knife. And with that, not everybody likes a spring assisted knife. I don't mind it. I mean, this thing pops right out. And the other reason why I won't put it on the list for everybody, and I'll keep it as an honorable mention, is because some states you can't have a spring assisted knife. So, but this is a fantastic, fantastic knife, really on every level. I love this thing. All right, without further ado, we're going to come to my number one choice in USA made knives. That is the Hogue Deca. This knife came out, and people said it was the Benchmade Bug Out Killer, and I agree. This knife is better in every way, in my opinion. Some people might disagree. Same style of grivy handle. It's a access lock, although they call it, I don't know, it's a clutch lock of some sort. I forget. Every company calls it something different, but this thing is flickety. It's sharp as hell. That blade profile is just about perfect. It is a 4-finger knife. I can get on there. They did the choil, so you can get a couple of sharpenings in here without ever creating a smile. It's got perfect jimping here. You can push cut with this. It's a slicer. I mean, with that point, you can pierce. It's just a great, great knife. And at the price point, $138, you can get this for in this color. There are other colors that go up, but in this blue, which I happen to like, it's a perfect knife. This is my number one choice for USA made production knife. And remember, when I say USA made, these are all production knives. These aren't from small makers, boutique type makers. These are your production. So we have it as one, Manix 2 as my second choice, and again, as the third choice, the Benchmade Mini Grotilian. Price point, they're all in the same price range here. They're all about $130 to $140 on these three knives. But they are, in my opinion, the best bang for the buck EDC American made knives there are. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it helpful. And let me know if you agree or if you had something else that should have been considered for this list that maybe I'm overseeing. I do have a bunch of other Benchmade knives and some other USA made knives, but these are my three favorite. So again, if you enjoyed it, please like the video. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And with that being said, until we meet again, keep your blade sharp.